Got a lot of numbers to consider this morning. High tide is 3 hours away. The time is 7:30, so high tide late morning. That puts low tide late afternoon. 65 degrees outdoors, 74 indoors. There's a bit of a thermal shock out there this morning. T-Rex. Yeah. I left opened the windows, turned off the air conditioning last night after that last thunderstorm. And it was actually chilly inside the bedroom. I think it's only in the 60s in the bedroom. So your house has a lag effect. You go into your garage, it's still hot. You go outside and it almost feels cold. And it's so refreshing. That's called cold air advection. That is air moving in from Canada down to 36 degrees on Mount Washington with a wind of 36 miles per hour. Puts the wind chill factor at 23 degrees. It is the coldest weather since June 19th. That's the last time that Mount Washington was in the 30s. This is cold air advection cloudiness now too, because the colder air is going to wring out any moisture that's left available, and this is the last of the moisture left over from yesterday. There's much drier air coming in from the north, but it's such an unstable lapse rate, so cold up in the sky that any little bit of water vapor is going to lift and condense, so we are going to have a partly cloudy day. I think the clouds in southern New England are going to break up, but in northern New England the clouds are going to build, and there's just a freckling of precipitation possible near the Canadian border. Maybe a little bit of a rainbow late in the day at some of the mountains and lakes where I'm sure sweatshirts are being donned this morning. I'm not in my sweatshirt, but I'm kind of chilly, trying to hide from the wind here a little bit. What a crazy day yesterday was. You know, we had Thursday. Wednesday was beautiful. Thursday stormy. Friday nice, but really hot. And then yesterday, just so many weather changes. I couldn't even keep up with it. I started the day on Cape Cod. The clouds were there, and that little bit of rain just evaporated really quickly. So it turned into a pretty nice day on Cape Cod. And then I started driving north, and I saw that there was a flash flood warning in effect here in Weymouth. This renegade front runner shower and storm came into Boston midday while the squall line was still lagging behind. So we kind of double dipped yesterday. Got to go check the rain gauge. It's got to be pretty overflowing. You can look at the CocoRa's while I walk over to the rain gauge. CocoRa's says the Boston area points north 2 to 3 inches of rain. By my math, Boston came in with 3.07 inches, which makes it the wettest July 29th on record, beating 1.81 inches in 1908, something like that. Way back, 1901. Oh boy, look at this. I think we're going to rival the 2 point something I had a couple of weeks ago. So there's your 1 inch. We had that by about lunchtime. Now it's overflowed by 0.15, and I think the correlation is that's going to be another 1.5. So I think we're going to come out at 2.5. Maybe I can't do that right now because it takes two hands, but I'm going to call it 2.5 inches of rain here. And you know what that does? Causes your tomatoes to burst. Too much water. Same thing with the blueberries. Oh, they're getting big. They're getting nice looking. I hope that the bunnies are going to save some for me. Oh, what a great day for working or playing outdoors. Yeah, it is a little chilly this morning, but the heating of the sun should do well. With the wind from the north, if you think of going to the beach on Cape Cod, per se, go to the south side beaches today. The south side beaches, that's an offshore breeze, and the water temperature in Nantucket Sound is in the 70s. The water temperature just off of Boston is pretty close to 70 also. No surf to speak of. Not a lot of weather to talk about either. Do your pruning of your roses, keep those coming. Green grass in August, no doubt. This has been the wettest July on record for a lot of places here in the Northeast, and anomalous cold plays almost as much role as anomalous warmth that's over the Atlantic Ocean. So let's look at the 700 millibar temperature map. This is about 10,000 feet. If Mount Washington went up to 10,000 feet, it would be snowing right now. I think Mount Washington is going to get pretty close to 32 degrees, but I don't expect it to snow. We are in the now 23, 24 snow season for the record. The blue lifts out a little bit. Next front, warmer air comes in Thursday and Friday, but not without fanfare. There's another trough coming in here Thursday, Friday. So until then, pretty much all systems go. In the short range, this wind should decrease a little bit near the beaches and increase a little bit inland with the heating of the day. So sunburn factor is pretty close to a 10 out of 10 next few days. Hiding from the wind. Sorry, Chuck. Sorry about the wind. Wind is air moving from high to low pressure, and there's a stronger high pressure system coming out of southeastern Canada after one more front tomorrow afternoon. More than a freckling, a scattering of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. And then the coldest of the air is going to come in Tuesday night and Wednesday. High pressure comes right over us. That means radiational cooling Wednesday morning with a dew point in the 30s and 40s. Northern New England could have some record cold air, 30s and 40s, just warm enough for no frost in New England this week. And then it starts warming up again Thursday, Friday. That strong front, and that keeps anything that would try and develop in the tropics from coming our way. It's going to go out to sea. That they're looking at likely a hurricane going way east of us late in the week. Another front comes through here Friday into Saturday. Timing on that is tough, but it looks like it could be a pretty potent gusty front again. But that gives us about 5 days in a row where, can I just guarantee no flooding for 5 days in a row? I tried that last Sunday, it didn't work. This Sunday, yes, or your money back. Had fun in Dennis watching the Dennis Road Race yesterday. I'm going to do a complete different video for that. And then the ride back and the backyard. How come before the low even got here, we had wind from the east and the northeast, and it went down to 72 degrees, and then it went back up and then back down. Low pressure came right over Boston, so it was just swirling in the sky. And it did get down to 1,003 millibars, so that I should have showed the Euro. The Euro had it at 1,003. It was a really strong low up in the sky. And we were kind of in almost the center of it. That's why the wind was swirling at times. It was gusting, and then it would let up into the rain and frequent lightning. And so that's behind us for now. Feels like we slept right through August and woke up on Labor Day, but we did not. Summer still has a long way to go. Hope you're enjoying it. Talk to you later. T-Rex, you're so patient. Okay, I'm doing it. So take out the inch. It's actually a little bit more than an inch. So you dump out the inch. And then I've never had to do this twice. I don't think I have to do it twice. I'll face it this way. And then you pour in the leftovers. This is kind of a rare event. Is it gonna, whoa, shoot, stop. All right, that's passing 2 inches. I'm gonna call it 2.05. 2.07 actually. Supposed to be more careful than that. This is a official measurement. All right, so 2.07, still going. I think we're sitting pretty close to a record. 2.07 plus 2.47, so we're going to call it 2.54. 2.54, that makes this the rainiest day, beating, I don't know, it was about 6 or 7 days ago where I had 2.33 since I put up this system, which was about 2 or 3 years ago. So 2.54, get that? 2.54, gotta remember that. 2.54. Green grass in August. Can you distinguish between poke and pumpkin?
I'd say that's a weed.
Poke?
I'd say this is not a weed.
Well, a weed is a flower growing where you don't want it to grow. And those are pumpkin flowers. These are boy pumpkin flowers.
Really?
I'm just gonna have to take my word for that, if you know what I mean. And I could show you a girl one too, but I can't find any. They're in there somewhere. A girl one is where you get your pumpkins.
Is there tomatoes in here too?
We do have tomatoes, so I was trying to distinguish. I was trying to pull the poke out of the pumpkin and stake up the tomatoes. Even though that's the real tomato garden. There's fresh tomatoes over there if you want to pick them down below on the cherry ones. And the first right big one of the season, Angela's got right over there. Cutest little pumpkins. You saw them already. How about this pepper? 4 inches tall. The pepper's as big as the plant. Funny. Fun going the opposite way of other people sometimes. What happened to that towering cumulonimbus that was over my house? Must have moved out. I'm sure there'll be more. Andrew and Sophie got some new toys. Going out ahead of the next cumulonimbus. Go, Andrew and Sophie. I'll be watching on the time lapse on the web camera. Special out the door, 79 degrees, 4:40 p.m., July 29th. It's a Saturday. I haven't seen T-Rex in a while. Do you want to come out too? All right, no, stop. Oh, he almost got a rabbit. Good try. I just mowed this lawn like a couple days ago. What? Oh my goodness. Come on, Rex. Yeah, it's a little tropical out here. Should we go take a quick look at the rain gauge? Where'd that umbrella come from? Another one incoming. There was a flash flood warning. Oh, there's a little baby. Baby bunny. Hello, baby bunny. Our cup runneth over. I don't know if Doug emptied this or not. So 0.95, but I'm not sure if this includes earlier in the week or not. What is this switchgrass stuff? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I just felt some fat raindrops. Here we go, another downpour. Really fun having the time lapse today. What is it, Rex? What do you smell? Who's that? Is that Andrew and Sophie? Did I find you guys? Can't tell. Don't think so. It's funny because the raindrops feel like they're coming in from the east. Must be kind of swirling a little bit. Everything swirls. Everything goes in waves. I think we should play through. The heavy stuff's not coming in for a while. Although I did just hear thunder. Steve, do you even care that it's raining?
No.
He spent the night out in thunderstorms a couple of times. Let's go inside. Come on. Let's go. This way. Nope, not that way. He's going the opposite of inside. I'm going inside. We're going inside. It's 5:35. The wind is from the east. Lightning bolts coming out one after another to our north. So there's a huge downpour just sliding west to east across Boston. The fact that the wind's from the east is curious. Obviously that's an updraft right there. So temperature's just cooled off. We were near 90, now it's probably about 73 is my guess. Just fascinating. Is the low now to our south? I don't think so. I think this is just mezzo easterly wind. I think we're still on the hot side of the front. It's probably just from the east at the lowest few hundred feet going into the updraft that's over there, over Boston, where there is a flash flood warning. Again, second one of the day. There's Art. We moved here because we can't get enough of this. It's freezing out all of a sudden.
Feels good.
Yeah, it does.
I'm in business, so I can go to the lounge.
Cool. Just had a bolt within 2 miles come out of nowhere.
Cocktail, some
Absolutely fascinating. You just go up about 400 or 500 feet. The wind's from the southwest. We're still in the warm sector. But here down near the ocean, near the surface, temperature's down to about 68 degrees. Just missed this prefrontal downpour. And of course, our daily egret. The wind's been sustained out of the east and the northeast now for like an hour. Cold air undermining the warmth. The cold front is actually still to our west. The air here on the ground is coming from right to left, and the clouds in the sky are going from left to right. Wind blowing into itself usually means trouble. This thing is totally behaving like a backdoor cold front. Just when the sun was coming out a few minutes ago, now north, 20 miles per hour. Look at that rain falling right over there. It's not gonna miss. It's coming in at low levels. Below the regular upper level flow. Oh my gosh. And the squall line is still 100 miles away. And these are fat raindrops too. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Thought I was gonna do a little gardening here. You wanna see how fat the raindrops are? Huh. So they're coming from way up in the sky, even though low levels, looks like there's some fog coming in from the north at the same time. It's gonna hail. The shower did not even exist a few minutes ago, by the way. Was just doing a little gardening. All of a sudden, it's pouring in the front yard, but I don't even think it's raining in the backyard. And you want to be a weatherman. 7:30, the wind from the northeast has relaxed. And now it's raining in both the backyard and the front yard. Because just a short time ago, it was only raining on one side of the house. But yet the squall line is still 40 miles to our west. It's a backbuilding, backdoor, cold Frontogenesis. I can say anything I want, right? Make it up. It's my job.